Hi, everybody. Good evening or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my vision. My name is Shelby Killebrew. I'm a psychic medium, and tonight I have with me Kendra Reeser.
Hello.
I want to tell who you are.
I'm Kendra Reeser. I'm co-owner with my husband of Crystal Guides on Facebook. I just work with stones. I do readings, make talismans, that kind of thing.
She makes awesome jewelry. I'm actually wearing one of her pieces tonight. You want to tell them what this one is?
Oh, yeah. So that one's a tangerine port. And this is actually a cathedral point. It's got all the points. And that brings the orange color. A lot of stones work by color. And that one brings a lot of vitality, and pretty much all stone has some sort of protection. So this one is going to bring an uplifting type of energy.
I love this stone.
Yes.
So Crystal Guides on Facebook. You guys, if you want to look up Kendra Reeser on Facebook or look up Crystal Guides, she is so reasonably priced, and she puts intent into her jewelry as well. What I'm going to do tonight is a little bit different. Where I asked Kendra to be with me so we could talk to you guys right now about how to be safe as the veil continues to get thinner and thinner, and we head towards All Hallows Eve or Halloween time. I feel like I need to share information with you, and so does Kendra, about ways to protect yourself and safety when communicating with the other side. I made notes here. Everybody has psychic abilities. Nobody got skipped, okay? It's just figuring out what abilities you have and how they work. You have to learn to protect yourself, though. You cannot talk to spirit willy-nilly, okay? You can't just start communicating. There's some things you need to do first. And I know there's a lot of psychics watching right now, and you have to be careful, because when you open the door to the spirit world, you don't know who you can be talking to. You have to be safe. So a lot of things that Kendra and I both do before readings, we're going to go over with you. First thing that we do before we do readings is we ground ourselves back to the earth, and then we shield our bodies, okay? And I went over this before in another video, but you're going to imagine the white light of God coming down through your crown chakra. You're going to imagine it going into your body, and that when you're breathing in and out, that the white light of the divine, God, the other side, whatever you want to call it, comes out through every pore of your body, okay? Then you're going to imagine a root coming out of the bottom of each one of your feet, and you're going to imagine that they're digging down, down, down into the earth until you pick up stone. You know, you may find an aventurine, you know, you may come across an amethyst. You're going to, wherever feels right to your soul, wherever comes to your mind's eye, you're going to do that. And then you're going to pull them back up through the roots. And like on Wizard of Oz, Linda the Good Witch, you know, when she comes down that pink bubble, you're going to imagine yourself like that. You're going to imagine the root with the stones coming back up through your body and surrounding you completely in the stone. Today I did adventurine and citrine on my left foot, and I did obsidian on my right foot. What'd you do?
Today, for me, my right foot was actually this pernight that I just showed you. It's a green stone, stone of love.
You want to show them?
Healer. It's down here.
She's going to grab that stone and shake.
Yeah. So it's kind of like an opaque green with a dark green running through it. Kind of like if you've seen tourmaline quartz, it's got shoots of black through it. This one has the forest green. Let's see if you can see a little better for the people that can see.
Up here, it's got the little chip of amethyst. It's so pretty.
Yeah. So that one, just because it emanates love and it's a healer, I tend to heal a lot of people. I give a lot of myself away. So it's a stone that kind of helps give back to yourself. And then on my other foot, citrine. Citrine is, which I actually have as well. It's white. Towards the bottom, it's kind of like amethyst. It's actually the same properties as amethyst, but a precious citrine, it is heated, so it is yellow.
Same property as that.
Yeah, but amethyst is purple. It doesn't have extreme heat to it. The citrine has, and citrine is good for manifestation, and that's why I like that one. Manifestation, abundance, and happiness.
Those are all things I love.
Right.
Then what Kendra and I both do, which I recommend, you can find these at metaphysical stores, or you can buy them online on Amazon, is Palo Santo. If you've never seen Palo Santo, it's a holy wood. It comes from a holy tree. Now, they don't cut these trees. They just gather the branches that naturally fall to the ground, and they sell them on the open market. But if you are told, yes, very lit. She's already lit a piece here. You can see it just lights. It doesn't stay lit very long, so you got to use a good lighter.
Yeah.
Really get it smoky, and you're going to waft it in front of your face, over your head, under your feet, in front of your body, and behind your body, and that's smudging. Good point. Also get your private areas between your legs.
Basically, your whole aura, you want to cleanse and put that good smell of protection around your aura.
These are like $1.50, $2 a stick.
It's so worth it.
Mm-hmm. And it's related to frankincense and myrrh, so it smells amazing. It's like got a hint of like citrusy and fruit almost.
My husband was actually just telling me today that he needs to start grounding and shielding more because he thought from the beginning he didn't do it. We noticed a huge difference when you make a point to ground and shield if you're not doing it. It makes you feel less chaotic.
It does. And, you know, sometimes, well, I usually have readings in the morning, but if I don't, sometimes I forget. And then I notice that I'm chaotic, and I think, oh, my God, I forgot to ground and shield myself. And, you know, and smudge my body. Now, smudging in the Palo Santos is also therapeutic and medicinal as well. So a lot of times if you have high anxiety or high, you know, you can light it up and literally waft it in front of your nose and smell it.
I feel like I need to add, too, I have 3 kids myself, and that's why I wanted to mention this. You can teach kids to ground and shield, and if you're a psychic mama, ground and shield, it saves you a lot of sanity. I like to compare my kids to little Tasmanian devils with all that energy. It gets a little intense, and you can protect yourself from some of it, and you can teach them to do it as well. Sorry.
No, that was a good point. That's a good point. You know, my kid's 15, but my kid's 15. He doesn't really want to talk about it, but he does still have to protect himself. He has Palo Santos in his room. He has a lighter. You know, if he wakes up in the middle of the night and he has a bad dream or something, he knows he can light that, you know, up and waft it around and smudge his body.
Yep. My son has night terrors, and so he actually has a piece of obsidian. This is black obsidian. It's black. It's basically lava glass. It's black. It's lava that cooled and turned into black glass. So there's all sorts of different colors, but it has lots of healing properties. But protection against negativity. Diffuses negativity. It's probably one of my favorite protection stones against negativity. Protects him from his nightmares. He doesn't have very many now that he has a piece of obsidian under his.
That's a really good point. I've got some of the stones that you did that I keep on my desk too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it helps.
It helps a lot.
You need to, if you have, I mean, everybody has psychic abilities, but if you're doing readings on a regular basis, if you are actually using your psychic abilities, you cannot forget to ground and shield yourself, okay? You need to make it as important as brushing your teeth, combing your hair, taking a shower. It needs to be in your routine. You cannot forget this, and you cannot forget to call in the white light. Then what I'll do is I will ask my guides to keep everybody back into a line, okay, so that they come through one at a time, so you don't get overwhelmed with spirit. But you want to make sure your guides are with you as well. You can call in an archangel, whatever your soul feels like you need before you talk to that person. For example, the other day I did a reading, and I didn't know the lady had something malevolent attached to her. But my soul and my guides made sure I grounded and shielded with double obsidian. they knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know, my human self didn't know, but my spiritual self knew, and they covered that. But you have got to be careful. You don't know who you're going to talk to if you do not. It's a very, I can't even stress it, capital VERY, important, to make sure that you're grounding yourself back to the earth, shielding your body, doing whatever cleansing prayer feels right to your soul, and then smudging, with the Palo Santo. This should be a staple in your home. I carry one in my car.
Every time you feel that ick before bed, you don't smudge. I swear every time I have a nightmare.
It smells so good.
But if I smudge when I feel that, it keeps in the day. Listen to your body. Your intuition is amazing.
It's so true. And I want to talk about using tarot cards as well. If you use tarot cards, you want to make sure you're not just grounding and shielding and smudging your body, but you also want to smudge your deck before and after each use. Did you bring your cards with you?
We've had a separation.
Oh,
they got damaged.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're smudging your decks as well, and you want to make sure that you're closing the door.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Thank them for their advice.
And then say goodbye. You want to end the conversation. You want to let them go. You don't want to end up opening a portal or an entrance for God knows what's coming. You have to be safe. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this stuff. It's scary. It is. But it can't be ignored. You need to make sure that you're doing this. Sorry, my little Skype thing here. There we go.
I always like to stay until next time.
Yeah.
Because I'm always going to open that door again. But
that's a good way to do it. That way you make sure that you're closing the door. You do not want to leave it open. Right now, the veil, like I said, is getting thinner and thinner. Things are getting, things are able to come through more clearly. I did a reading earlier, and the spirit that wanted to talk to the person that I was with actually made the light stand in my bathroom. It was crazy. They can manipulate better. They can get through to our world better.
There's no upstairs. I heard they walking upstairs as soon as they got here.
I know.
The dog started freaking out. I'm like,
and it's just wow.
I'm upstairs, I don't think, and your dad's out in the garage.
Even psychic or mediums, people need to realize it's a good point. We can bring them home from the grocery store. We pick them up everywhere we go. We have to keep safe. And that leads me to the next thing that I was going to talk about, which is saging your home. Okay, I brought out a piece of sage. Some people don't like the smell of it, but I totally do.
It's an acquired thing.
I think so. It's like I feel it.
When you know what it does, you kind of like it a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys how to sage your home. Okay. If you feel something negative in there, or if you're a psychic or a psychic medium and you're doing your work from your home, or you feel like you've brought something back with you, you want to cleanse your home. So you're going to light your sage up. You're going to get it really smoky. Some people hold it in an abalone shell. Other people hold it like this and walk into the corners with a feather. Doesn't matter. Do it however your soul guides you to do it. You're going to open a door or a window. Doesn't matter where you start in the house. You're just going to end in the room with the door open, okay? So you're going to do whatever cleansing prayer feels right to your soul. What do you do when you sage? Oh, okay. Yeah. My cousin actually gave me this super great cleansing prayer. It goes, cleanse, clear, fill, and then circle us with thy divine white light of protection. Remove all negative energy from us. Fill it with God's love and return it to its proper plane. And in its place with the highest and most powerful vibrations of light, peace, and love. I am light, peace, and love. I end it with, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You may not choose to do that. Like I said, tweak it to whatever feels right to your soul. You never want to follow what somebody else says altogether. You want to make sure it resonates with your soul. You want to make sure that when you're staging, you're getting up into every corner. You're getting into closets, underneath the beds. I had one case where the that one lived under her bed. So now after that, I realized you got to get under the bed,
You got to do it right, otherwise it just makes them angry.
It does, and they'll just hide from it. You know, they'll just go somewhere else. Like some people will say, well, I just staged the room that felt bad. Well, no, because they're just going to move somewhere else until the smoke clears, and then they're going to, you can't do that. You have to clear them out of the house. It's very important that if you're doing this work, that you are staging your home at least twice a month. I stage daily. It just depends. Follow your soul and what feels right to you as far as that. If you've got something malevolent or dark, I definitely suggest Dragon's Blood stage. What stones do you recommend for that?
I actually have Dragon's Blood stone. Oh, so it's a resin. Sorry, I know another picture. It's a resin, and it gets hard enough. Let's see if I can say it. It gets hard enough that you can polish it. So if anybody's having a hard time finding it, remember, Crystal Guides on Facebook, I can get you the stone. And I don't have it right now. It is a red and green. It's really pretty. But they come in rubbing stones similar to this. And it still has the protective properties. It's still Dragon's Blood. Dragon's Blood incense is another great way to get it in. My husband will sometimes light Dragon's Blood incense, stage the house, and both kind of stuff. And then polish incense afterwards. Like you said, you always want something sweet afterwards.
Yes, thank you for my, yeah. You know, put something back into the air. You don't want to leave it in negative form. So you're going to put something sweet back into the air. Sometimes you can get sage like this, but it's mixed with lavender. Sometimes you can get lemongrass sage, Palo Santo.
Sweetgrass.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetgrass is a good one because sweetgrass is also blessing. So, you know, if you want to bless your home as well, sweetgrass is a good option.
I wanted to show you guys, this is an obsidian stone that Kendra made for me, that I used for, sorry, got my hair on it, that she made me for protection. I love this stone. It's one of my go-to stones when I'm doing readings because I feel extremely protected. Can you tell them a little bit about this stone?
Okay, so the black obsidian, sorry, first time on TV. The black obsidian. One of the things that I've come to think of it is, so when you ground and shield yourself, especially when you're grounding and shielding to obsidian, you're thinking of that stone encasing you. So thinking of the black obsidian, it's black, clear glass. So it kind of almost hides your light from that negativity.
Well, that's good.
So as much as you shine bright, it kind of makes it to where they're not attracted to you as much because it literally just repels negativity. I have this awesome book that's my go-to for anybody that's wanting to learn themselves on stone. Crystal Bible, yes. By Judy Hall. It's a fantastic book. You can get it on Amazon. But this is my go-to again. Let's see, obsidian. I know most of them, but there is a million things. There are so many different colors of obsidian for each thing. So golden cheese, the type of obsidian, it works with manifestation. And then green obsidian purifies your throat chakra, and it also removes hooks and ties from other people, protects you against repetition, and it also keeps other people from draining your energy or you draining other people's energy.
I need one.
Yeah.
I really
So, and it also, you know, has healing. It gives you insight to the cause of disease, helps with digestion. But really, it can also, so if you're working on healing things, like if you are a negative person, it can help bring that up to the surface so you can work through it, and then it's no longer there and negatively affecting your life. So that is one of the things that the black obsidian can do for you. But really, it's all around protection against negativity and with night terrors. But this one I did want to bring up because this is labradorite. When you first look at it, it looks like a boring gray stone. You let the light hit it and a rainbow pops out. This is the most protective stone known to the mineral kingdom. It is a stone protection for psychic. It returns psychic attacks from where it came. So if somebody's trying if somebody's trying to psychic attack you, it's going right back to them. It does not get you.
Can you spell that?
With the labradorite?
Yeah.
So it's LAB Raborite.
That's a good stone to have.
Yeah, it is a fantastic stone to have. The first time I meditated with this was when I met one of my guys. I was very blessed to meet Pegasus Unicorn, white, along with one of my Pleiadian guys. It was a female.
Mm-hmm.
There was no verbal, but it was just kind of a stunning moment. Brought tears to my eyes. It was pretty fantastic. But the stone also can connect you with the angels. So it's kind of almost like a direct line to meditate with this stone, and it can help get through communication straight to the angels.
Jillian, if you're watching, this stone for you.
Yeah, this one, if anybody's having a hard time finding it at a reasonable price, obviously how much it'll cost me to ship. Because I got this guy, obviously I get it wholesale. I have to charge a little bit. But I could probably do it $35 free plus shipping, and that still, when people ask me, they're looking for $50 this stone. The quality of it is insane.
That's where I like to go to you, because your prices are reasonable, and you put them in those pretty little bags.
Right? Yeah, and this is one that I really wanted to bring up, because this is in my purse at all times, always, and it's helped me a lot. I have a lot more things I'm getting.
Can you explain to people that are listening on the radio kind of what it looks like?
To me, so when you actually get to look, honestly, it reminds me of the veil. When you look beyond the veil of this rock, because when you first look at this rock, it's a gray rock with black lines. But when you get to see underneath the veil and see the lighting underneath, it's colorful like a rainbow fish scale.
It's gorgeous.
It refracts all sorts of different rainbow colors. They come from salmon, orange, to yellows, teal, blues, any color you can think of. It's like a rainbow hidden inside. But it is one of a precious stone known by the Inuits. They honestly believe it was a stone of the gods. Yes, and it has a lot of, this stone never leaves my sight. If my friend Alyssa is watching, she has quite a few pieces of these and is always trying to get her hands on mine.
You don't have that one.
No.
We've got about 5 minutes left. I want to remember we were going to talk about using a Ouija board. Just don't use one. They're not safe. You don't know who you're going to call upon. They can make you think they're a child. Mm-hmm. They can make you think they're somebody good. Just leave them alone. Nothing good comes from the boards.
They're tricksters.
Mm-hmm.
The cards, you can get good cards as long as you protect them, right? The boards are just kind of questionable. I always pick the oracle cards. I feel like they're a lighter side.
Or angelic ones.
Mm-hmm. I have unicorn cards is what mine are. And you can choose the lighter side. You just have to call them light. And, really, just the boards, you just don't know what you're calling through. There's a reason they freak people out, and there's bad movies about them.
I got permission to share this. My aunt had a experience with the Ouija board when I was a child. She thought she was contacting somebody good. She thought that it was spiritual. She was getting all into it. She started having little things happen, and then she was in the kitchen one night getting something to drink and looked out the window, and there was a malevolent being standing out there. Scared her to death. That same night, my cousin, who was about 5 or 6 years old at the time, he said that a man came in his room, a very handsome man, and that he leaned over his bed. He was wearing a black suit with a top hat and buckled shoes. And he leaned over his bed, kind of like this, and he said when he smiled, the smile went from ear to ear, and thousands of razor-sharp teeth. And my aunt had the house blessed, and to this day, I remember what can happen if you use those boards. Just please be safe. Please be safe. If you're practicing, doing spells, anything like that, if you do not know what you're doing, please do not do this during this holiday season. You do not know what you can have attached to you that could cause an attachment, oppression up into possession, which is very rare but does happen. and then you're going to need to call in a professional there, and you don't want to get to that point. Be safe. I do have a group on Facebook. It's called Paranormal Impressions, where I teach psychics. Kendra is in that group as well. You can feel free to give me a friend request, Shelby Killebrew, or go to Kendra Research.